What if I told you there's one small habit people do every single day that secretly reveals who they really are? Not their fake social media personality, not the version they show in public, not the mask they wear around friends, their real personality. And the strange part is, most people never notice it. But once you see this habit, you can never unsee it again. Because this one behavior exposes emotional control, respect, empathy, patience, intelligence, and even hidden insecurity. So what is it? It's simple. How someone treats people they do not need. Anyone can act kind when there's something to gain. People smile at their boss. People act polite on first dates. People pretend to care when important people are watching. But real personality appears when there's no reward. Watch how someone treats waiters, cashiers, drivers, cleaners, customer service workers, strangers online, people who cannot benefit them in any way. That is where the mask slips. Because character is easiest to fake when life is convenient, but difficult to fake in ordinary moments. Psychologists have studied behavior for years, and one thing becomes very clear. People reveal their true emotional patterns in low-pressure situations. Why? Because when someone no longer feels the need to impress others, their automatic personality takes control. That's when arrogance appears. That's when kindness appears. That's when impatience appears. The small moments tell the truth, not the big speeches. Anyone can say they are a good person. Very few consistently behave like one. Imagine going to dinner with someone. At first, they seem perfect, confident, funny, charming. But then the waiter makes a small mistake. Suddenly, their tone changes. They become rude, cold, disrespectful. That moment matters more than everything they said before. Because pressure reveals emotional habits. A person who instantly attacks others over tiny problems usually carries hidden anger inside. And eventually, that same behavior will reach you too. Human beings naturally separate people into categories: important people, useful people, invisible people. And the way someone treats the invisible group says everything. Why? Because empathy is not selective. A genuinely respectful person does not suddenly lose kindness when status disappears. But insecure people often do. They respect power, not humanity. Here's something most people misunderstand. Rude behavior is not always confidence. Sometimes it's the opposite. Many people act superior because deep down, they feel small. So they search for moments where they can feel powerful. And the easiest target? Someone who cannot fight back. That's why insecure people often talk down to workers, interrupt others constantly, mock strangers, act entitled in public. Power without kindness exposes weakness, not strength. Being respectful when life is easy means nothing. But staying calm during frustration, that reveals emotional maturity. Anyone can be nice when everything goes their way. The real test happens when food arrives late, someone disagrees with them, stress appears, mistakes happen. Emotional control is one of the strongest signs of intelligence. Because mature people understand something important. Temporary frustration is not an excuse to hurt others. This habit becomes even more obvious online. The internet removes accountability. People believe they can hide behind screens. So their real personality often leaks out through comment sections, arguments, anonymous posts, how they respond to criticism. Some people instantly become cruel. Others stay respectful, even during disagreement. That difference tells you everything. A person's real personality appears when they think there are no consequences. Another hidden clue is how someone speaks about people who are absent. If a person constantly insults others behind their back, eventually they will do the same to you. Gossip reveals insecurity. Confident people usually do not spend all day destroying other people's reputations, because emotionally secure people do not need to lower others to feel valuable. But insecure minds often survive through comparison. One of the purest forms of personality is private behavior. Would this person still act kind if nobody could see it? That question matters, because some people perform kindness, others naturally live it. Real character is consistent. It does not switch depending on status, popularity, or social advantage. A truly good person behaves respectfully even when there is absolutely nothing to gain. People think personality is revealed through dramatic moments, but psychology says the opposite. Tiny repeated behaviors often predict future actions better than grand gestures. A person who lies in small situations may lie in bigger ones. A person who disrespects strangers may eventually disrespect loved ones. Patterns matter because habits are repeated reflections of the mind. Many people ignore these signs early. Why? Because charm is distracting. Someone can be attractive, successful, funny, or confident, and still have a toxic personality underneath. That's why observing behavior matters more than listening to words. Words can be rehearsed. Behavior is harder to fake forever. There's an interesting psychological pattern. Give someone a little power, and their real personality often expands. Some people become kinder. Others become cruel. That's because power does not create character. It reveals it. A respectful person stays respectful. An arrogant person simply becomes louder. Empathy is the ability to recognize another person's feelings. And people with strong empathy usually share one important trait. They understand that every person has struggles you cannot see. The tired cashier, the stressed driver, the overwhelmed worker. Emotionally intelligent people remember this. That awareness changes how they treat others. Patience is deeply connected to personality. Impatient people often struggle with emotional regulation. They want instant results, instant attention, instant control. But emotionally mature people understand that not everything revolves around them. So instead of exploding over tiny inconveniences, they stay composed. That calmness is powerful. Many people confuse confidence with dominance. But real confidence rarely needs to humiliate others. Arrogant people try to appear powerful. Confident people simply are. That's why genuinely confident individuals usually listen calmly, respect boundaries, stay polite under pressure, do not constantly seek superiority. True strength feels calm. Fake strength feels loud. Interestingly, people often copy the emotional behavior around them. If someone grows up surrounded by disrespect, that behavior can become normal to them. But maturity begins when people become aware of their habits, because self-awareness allows change, and that's important. A bad habit may explain behavior, but it does not excuse it. Some of the most dangerous people are not openly aggressive. They are selective. They treat powerful people amazingly and treat weaker people terribly. This creates confusion. Friends may say, "He's always nice to me," but personality is not measured by selective kindness. What do you think? Do you agree that the way people treat strangers reveals who they really are? Or is there another habit that exposes someone's true personality even faster? Comment your answer below. And if you enjoy videos about psychology, human behavior, mind games, and the hidden science behind everyday life, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications, because the human mind is far more fascinating than most people realize.